All right, good morning. Good morning. It's 8:30. Taking my pony for a walk. Get some steps in right now. Well, it's still beautiful weather out here, but wanna talk about my transition from 12 to 11 weeks out. So 15 to 16 weeks. Went to Disney World. It was pretty much our prep week start, and talked about the dieting plan and went from there. So we're going to fast forward a little bit, 12 to 11 weeks out. 12 weeks, we bumped up our cardio from 30 or 35 to 40. Either way, it was at 40. I was waking up at 3:30 about 3 o'clock in the morning. Oh my God, a bunch of little dogs. It's funny. About 3 o'clock in the morning, I was waking up to go to the gym. By 4, work out for about an hour, and then do the 40-minute cardio right after that. So just to kind of help manage my work-life balance. So come home, eat, clean up the house, stay busy, high energy, felt good, felt great. Everything I did from the gym to the cardio session, thinking I was on top of the world. Watched a couple other videos of people that were 12 weeks out, and they said that they gave up. They couldn't do it. They either couldn't do it, they were struggling, or just overall decide not to go through with it. And then there's me at 12 weeks, again feeling on top of the world. Well, in my mind, I'm like, no, I'm not better. Like I said, I'm not stronger. There's nothing I'm learning as I'm going. This is all new to me. Everything that I'm doing, everything that's going on, everything that is set up, I'm constantly just learning as I'm going, learning my body, learning how it's adapting, learning what benefits it, what does not benefit it. There's so much that you learn that I've learned personally, from bulking to cutting to prepping. The whole nine. There's so much that goes into this. And some of these guys have been doing it for a couple of years. Some of these guys are big influencers. Some of these guys, this ain't their first show or rodeo. And I'm like, man, how do you give up? I know it's hard, and I know it's tough, and it's draining sometimes. But at the end of the day, the biggest regret will be you giving up on yourself. Not necessarily you quitting, not necessarily you, just I don't want to do this no more. It is rough, but you want to make that commitment, make the commitment. If you're going to, understand what you're doing and planning to prep, one, the biggest thing is to make sure you're in a good headspace. Two, you have a great support system. I think it's easy to do it alone, but because you can focus on yourself and nobody else and don't have to worry about trying to work-life balance. But at the same time, it is great to have people around you, best friends, lovers, families, mom, dad, sister, brothers, whatever, but have someone and be able to talk to them, because that's going to be the biggest ordeal when you go through this. I talk my head off when I'm telling my wife everything, and I mean everything. I know she hates it. She works nights, so she's waking up and I'm like blah 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 blah. But at the end of the day, she's doing the same thing to me when I'm waking up and getting ready for the gym, because that's when she gets home. She gets home at 3:30 while I'm waking up and eating my breakfast and just getting a little bit of peace and quiet before I get my day started. She's winding down from her day. So she's telling me about her day and her work and her life, and then whenever She wakes up, I tell her about my day, my work, and my life. So it's just kind of a good cycle that we have. Granted, I know we're both like in and out of the conversations 90% of the time, but it's just nice to be able to let that go and talk to someone. Hell, get a therapy, get a therapist. A lot of insurance cover it for free. Mental health is a big deal, especially in bodybuilding. So if you're planning to go through this path, I suggest to make sure you have a support system and at least one person to talk to. I love my family. I love them to death. They will support me through thick and thin, no matter what. But I know that sometimes they don't see the everyday that I go through with this, from prepping my meals to at the gym sessions to doing the cardio sessions. They don't see that. Again, I mean, a lot of people don't understand the true reality of how this works. And there's nothing wrong with that. And I'm not talking bad about my family, because I love my family and I know they do everything in their best ability to support me and are proud of what I do. And there's nothing wrong with that. But sometimes people just, you know that people just don't understand the true reality of what it takes and what it does to go through this. And it's hard to find people that do unless they go through it themselves, or you acquire them friendships throughout the gym, that been through this or have seen this. I think that's why I watch a lot of those. I watch a lot of videos on YouTube now on how people are 12 weeks, 13 weeks, 11 weeks, 10 weeks, starting their prep, where they're at, like how they feel getting ready for the prep. Like, I like to watch those. They comfort me in a sense of knowing that, one, I'm not the only one going through this. Two, majority of them have that high energy and put on that persona that everything's great, because obviously they're social media stars or influencers, and they're going to give you that outlook. But let's be real, like, we know deep down there's nights where you just fucking hate it, and we're like, I'm gonna go get a cheeseburger at McDonald's, I'm gonna go do this. And I've watched videos where people are very transparent about it. But I mean, like I said, so 12 weeks out, I felt great. I felt on top of the world. I felt like I was at a perfect maintenance. Mentally, I was strong. Physically, I was getting stronger. Cardio, I cannot stand cardio. But I mean, I got in there and was like, I can't wait to do this damn Stairmaster. I don't know why. I don't know what. I wasn't upset, but that was where I was at. 11 weeks. We ended up cutting back a little bit, adding a little bit more cardio. And I mean, we added 5 minutes to cardio every day. Rest day went from 45 minutes of incline walk to a 60-minute incline walk. And then workouts were 6 days a week with a 45-minute cardio. So I already knew, like, I have to break it down. Like, I can't complete a full session of gym and then complete another hour of cardio. So my arm got tired. So I was like, I'm going to do either a range between 15 to 25 minutes after a workout and finish the other half after I get a couple more meals into me to kind of, boost my energy back up to keep my intensity high. Excuse me. So 12 weeks, top of the world. 11 weeks, I did 2 full workouts, 2 full cardio sessions, and that second day I was dog shit tired. Dead beat fucking tired. I couldn't stay awake to save my life. My sleep schedule started getting distraught. I was up every hour. Sleeping was a factor that affected me really hard the 11th week, which was last week. But, you know, I went in there, gave a full-blown workout, and I mean, I was hitting reps, I was hitting ranges, I was hitting strength, exceeding any other strength training I've ever done this whole year. And I was proud of myself because I kept my intensity high. And that was a big deal that I've watched and read and listened to a lot of videos, and even my coach was keep your intensity high. So I knew that if I can go in there, keep my intensity high, I can break down the cardio and still keep my intensity high. So that's what I did. I mean, killed it on my strength training. After I killed it on my strength training, do cardio around a level 8, 7 to 8. And my calories were burning was about, just cardio alone was 800 total after the 45 minutes of, you know, and that was me splitting it up from 15 to 30 to 20 to 25, 25 to 20, you know, 30 to 15. And I was burning between 750 to 800 calories on just cardio alone. That's not straight training. That's not steps. That's not working. That's none of that. That's just me getting there, doing my cardio, high intensity, going from there. So like I said, the first 2 days, perfect. I mean, got in there, did it, but after that, it was a fight. It was a battle. It was a test of wit, a test of might. Overall, it was a test to see if I'm how determined and how strong and willing to continue this battle. So I did it, and I didn't complain to the coach. I was ready for check-in, so I can, to be honest with you. Every day I was like, damn, check-ins need to come sooner. Damn, check-ins need to come sooner. But I didn't want to text him like every day, like, I'm tired, I'm good. Like, I knew what I signed up for. I'm at about a 2,000, give or take, 2,000 calorie maintenance on workout days, and then about a 1,700 calorie on non-training days. So I was already burning half my calories on steps and cardio alone last week, and that's not even strength training or work or even playing with my kid. So shit, I think I drank about 3 or 4 cups of coffee a day minimum. Coffee's been like my best friend through this whole prep. I used to drink energy drinks all the time, but I don't know what the switch up was, but they stopped working for me, and I just started drinking coffee. Maybe because I figured out, again, love what I drink, love what I eat, and I won't ever have to worry about anything. And that's kind of what the situation is. So 11th week, I was dead tired. I mean, I was exhausted, beat, legs jello, could barely move, barely walk. It was a chore getting out of bed. It was a chore doing this. I just like try to start posing more. Try to work on some weak points that I have, that I know I need to work on. And I couldn't. I did it here and there. I got up and I did it. I fought it. It was a mental battle, to say the least. And I think we all get there during the prep. When and what is a breaking point? I think everybody's different. You know, at first, whenever I was watching videos on guys that were giving up on 12 weeks and quitting and talking about how hard it was and they couldn't do it, or, you know, I was like, how? Felt like maybe their coach failed them. But then, again, I'm still so new to this. It wasn't nothing like that. It's how hard you push yourself, how hard you train. You know, we're in a calorie deficit for 12 weeks. Our body starts going to a maintenance point, but at the end of it, you should be outputting more energy than inputting calories. And with that, your body's not going to handle it correctly. So at the end of that 11th week, I did check-ins. And this is what set me off and put me in that state of mind as well, which was I ended up checking in and I ended up gaining about 2 pounds. And it hurt me. And I mean, it hurt me to the core. I just felt defeated. And I've stayed on the diet to the T. Didn't change, didn't move, didn't break. How much I wanted that biscuit, how much I wanted that food, how much I wanted a pizza, just a slice, a bite, just to smell it. Like, I didn't break. And I was proud of myself. And I said that in check-ins multiple times, that I was proud of myself for continuously fighting this battle that I was not in the mood to fight. And wanting to give up and willing to just drop it all and say that, hey, this ain't for me. I can't do this. But I know deep down that I would roll in depression far beyond what I'm going through now, because how much I would hate myself for giving up. And I would feel like a failure, not just to him, but to myself and to my family and to everybody that supported me. You know, he doesn't give up on me. And I truly want, and I respect that, and want to give him the same common courtesy. So we ended up pulling back my training a day. So now we're rocking in the 10th week, and he pulled back my training. I don't talk too much about this 10th week because we're still going through it. But just to kind of get some clarification, we ended up getting a good couple of refeeds the next couple days after check-in to kind of boost my metabolism back up, to give me some energy, and to give my body a nice, good recovery. Sleep has been a struggle this past week. I think I just started melatonin, and today is Tuesday. So Monday night, I started melatonin to help me get an adequate amount of sleep, since I want to wake up every hour on the hour. And it helped out a lot last night. So today's a rest day. But yeah, at the end of it, it's going to be tough and it's going to be hard. But you have to push, and you have to grind, and you have to keep going. I promise you, you will hate yourself more for giving up on yourself on a dream that you want to commit to. And even if this is not a full lifetime deal, you committed to this one project. And that means you do this one bodybuilding and one and done, and you go back to eating however you want to eat and not going to the gym no more, then that's fine. But you know what? Because at the end of the day, you can say, I did it. I committed. I pushed myself. I went to the next level of training and despair compared to others. I'm the 1% that gave it my all and did it. You know, the goal is to obviously win and to place high and to continue moving forward. But it doesn't necessarily always work that way. You know, this is first time doing this in a sense of truly wanting to like get my foot in the door, to know what I'm getting myself into, to understand my body, to learn more about it, so that way I can in the future help others, push myself forward, and better myself to become, something that I've always wanted. Again, I'm late in the game. I'm 30 years old, but I don't want a number to stop me from being up there. So give me 1 second, guys.